Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here with us today. This podcast is made for beginner English learners, and every episode is simple, fun, and useful. Today, we have a really exciting topic. We are going to talk about travel. Almost everyone loves travel, and talking about it is something you will do all the time in English. Whether you are planning a trip, talking to someone at a hotel, or just sharing your holiday stories, you need travel vocabulary and phrases. By the end of this episode, you will feel much more confident talking about travel in English. Let me introduce my wonderful co-host, Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hello. Thank you, Anna. Hi to all our fantastic listeners. Yes, today we are talking about travel, and I am genuinely excited about this topic. Travel is one of my favorite things to talk about because it connects so naturally to real life. You can use travel English right away when you book a flight, check into a hotel, ask for directions, or order food in a restaurant in another country. For beginners, travel is also a great topic to practice because the vocabulary is very practical. Today, Anna and I will cover lots of useful words, phrases, and example conversations. So get comfortable, relax, and let's explore the world of travel English together. Let's start.
Okay, so let's begin with the very basics. When we talk about travel, the first question is usually, where do you want to go? In English, we can ask this in simple ways. Where do you want to travel? Or where are you going on holiday? Or what is your dream destination? A destination is the place where you want to go. For example, my destination is Paris, or I want to travel to Japan. Other important basic words are a trip, a journey you make to another place, a holiday, time off when you travel or rest, a suitcase, the bag you pack your clothes in. Mark, can you give some more basic travel vocabulary?
Sure. Here are more important basic travel words. A passport, the official document you need to travel to another country. A visa, permission from a country to enter and stay there. A ticket, the document that lets you travel by plane, train, or bus. A flight, a journey by plane. A hotel, a building where you pay to sleep and stay. A map, a drawing that shows streets and places to help you find your way. A tourist, a person who visits a place on holiday. A souvenir, a small gift you buy to remember a place. These are all very common words you will hear when you travel. Learn them.
Those are great words. Passport, visa, ticket, flight, hotel, map, tourist, souvenir. All so useful. Now let's talk about how to plan a trip. When you plan a travel, the first step is usually to choose your destination. Then you need to book your transport. This means you buy your tickets in advance. I want to book a flight to Rome. Next, you book your accommodation, a place to stay. I need to book a hotel room for 3 nights. Then you pack your suitcase. You put your things inside. Finally, you go to the airport or train station. Mark, can you give some useful phrases for booking a trip?
Of course. Here are some very useful phrases for planning a trip. I want to book a flight to London for next Friday. Can I get a return ticket, please? A return ticket means you go and come back. I need a single ticket to Madrid. A single ticket is one way only. I would like to book a hotel room for 2 nights. Do you have any rooms available? What time does the flight depart? Depart means leave. What time does the flight arrive? Is breakfast included in the price? Is breakfast part of the hotel cost? These are all phrases you can use when you plan a real trip. Practice them at home.
Is breakfast included? I love that phrase. It is so useful when you stay in a hotel. Now let's talk about the airport, because for many travelers, the airport is the first big experience. At the airport, there are many important areas and words. Check-in. This is where you show your ticket and passport and give your big suitcase to the airline. Security. This is where they check your bags for safety. Gate. This is the door where you board, get onto, the plane. Boarding, when passengers get on the plane. Arrivals, where passengers come in from flights. Departures, where passengers leave for flights. Mark, give us some airport example sentences.
Great airport vocabulary, Anna. Here are some useful airport sentences. Where is the check-in desk for flight BA204? Please put your bags on the belt at security. Your gate is number 14. Boarding starts at 2:30. Please have your boarding pass ready. A boarding pass is the document that lets you get on the plane. Is this the gate for the flight to Tokyo? The flight has been delayed by 1 hour. Delayed means it starts later than planned. The flight has been canceled, means it doesn't happen at all. My bag is lost. Can you help me? Said when your suitcase doesn't arrive. Very important to know.
My bag is lost. I hope nobody needs to say that, but it is very important to know. Now, let's talk about hotels, because after the airport, the hotel is usually the next big place you visit when you travel. At a hotel, you check in when you arrive and check out when you leave. The reception or front desk is where you go to get your room key and ask questions. The room can be single for one person or double for two. Other useful words: room service, food delivered to your room. A lift takes you between floors. Mark, what phrases can you give for talking to hotel staff?
Sure. Here are very useful hotel phrases. I have a reservation under the name Anna Smith. A reservation is a booking you made before. Can I check in, please? My name is Mark. What time is checkout? Checkout is when you must leave the room. Can I have a wake-up call at 7 o'clock, please? Is there free Wi-Fi in the hotel? My room is too cold. Can you help? The shower is not working. Can I have an extra pillow, please? I would like a room with a sea view. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? Nearby means close to here. These are all real phrases hotel guests use every day. Practice them.
I would like a room with a sea view. That sounds like a wonderful dream. Now, let's talk about different types of transport. There is the plane, the fastest way to travel far. A train, great for traveling between cities, comfortable and fast. A bus, cheaper than a train and good for shorter distances. A ferry, a boat that carries passengers across water between islands or countries. A taxi, a car with a driver that you pay. A car rental, you rent a car and drive yourself. Mark, what type of transport do you prefer when you travel?
Great question. Personally, I love traveling by train because I can relax, look out of the window, and enjoy the scenery. Scenery means the view of nature and landscapes around you. But I also love road trips, traveling by car to different places, making stops along the way. Here are some useful transport phrases. Can I buy a train ticket to Barcelona, please? Which platform does the train leave from? A platform is the area beside the train track where you wait. How long is the journey? Does this bus go to the city center? I would like to rent a car for 3 days. Can you take me to the main station, please? All very practical phrases.
I love train travel too. The scenery is so beautiful. Now, let's talk about asking for directions, because when you travel, you often get lost or do not know where things are. It is very important to know how to ask for help. Some simple ways to ask for directions. Excuse me, where is the nearest metro station? Can you tell me how to get to the museum? How far is it from here? Is it within walking distance? This means, can I walk there, or is it too far? When someone gives you directions, you will hear, turn left, turn right, go straight. Keep walking the same way. Mark, can you give more direction phrases?
Direction words are so important for travelers. Here are more useful phrases. Go straight ahead for 2 blocks, then turn left. The hotel is on your right. Turn right at the traffic lights. Go past the supermarket and turn left. It is just around the corner. This means it is very close. Take the second street on the left. The museum is opposite the park.
Opposite means directly across from something. You can walk there in about 10 minutes. Take the underground or subway to the next station. I'm sorry, I'm not from here. I do not know. A polite way to say you cannot help. Very useful.
It is just around the corner. It means something is very close. Now, let's talk about food and restaurants when traveling, because eating is one of the best parts of any trip. When you're in a new country, try the local food, the traditional dishes from that place. In a restaurant, you'll need key phrases. A table for two, please. Can I see the menu? What do you recommend? I'm vegetarian. Do you have vegetarian options? Can I have the bill, please? The bill shows how much you must pay. Mark, any more restaurant phrases?
Yes. Here are more useful restaurant phrases for travelers. I would like to order the pasta, please. What is today's special? The daily special is a dish the chef makes fresh that day. Is this dish spicy? Can I have some water, please? This is delicious, a great compliment for the chef or waiter. Could I have this without onions, please? Useful if you don't like something. Can I pay by card? Do you have a children's menu? We would like separate bills, please. Each person pays for their own food. A very important phrase. What is this dish made of? To find out the ingredients. Always ask if you have food allergies.
What is this dish made of? A smart question if you have food allergies. Now let's talk about sightseeing, one of the most fun parts of travel. Sightseeing means visiting famous and interesting places. A sightseeing spot is called an attraction or a landmark. Famous landmarks include the Eiffel Tower in Paris, Big Ben in London, and the Colosseum in Rome. When you visit, you need phrases like, how much does it cost to enter? What time does it open? Is there a guided tour? A guide walks you around and explains everything. Mark, what are your favorite sightseeing activities?
I love exploring local markets and walking around old city centers. They always feel so alive and interesting. When sightseeing, here are some very useful phrases. 2 tickets to the museum, please. Is photography allowed inside? Some museums do not allow photos. Where is the entrance? How long does the tour take? Do you have an audio guide? An audio guide is a device or phone app that tells you about the place as you walk. Is there a discount for students? Can I buy tickets online? What is the most popular attraction in this city? I would like to visit the Old Town, the historic, original part of a city. Very useful for any sightseeing trip.
Is photography allowed? So important to ask before taking pictures. Now let's talk about shopping when traveling, because buying things is a fun part of many trips. You might visit local markets, shopping streets, or souvenir shops. Useful shopping phrases. How much does this cost? Can I try this on to see if clothing fits? Do you have this in a larger size? This is too expensive. Do you have anything cheaper? I will take it when you decide to buy something. Can I pay in cash? Where can I find a pharmacy? Mark, more shopping phrases?
More shopping phrases for travelers. Do you accept credit cards? Can I get a receipt, please? A receipt is a piece of paper that proves you paid. Is there a tax refund for tourists? Some countries give tourists money back on shopping tax. Do you have this in a different color? Can you gift wrap this? Is this a local product? Good when buying souvenirs. Where's the nearest shopping center? Do you have a sale on? A sale means lower prices. I'm just looking, thank you. A polite way to say you are not ready to buy. These phrases make shopping abroad very easy.
I'm just looking, thank you. I use that phrase all the time. Now let's talk about money and payments when traveling, because when you travel, the money is often different. In Europe, many countries use the euro. In the United Kingdom, they use the pound. In Japan, the yen. You need to exchange money. Change your home currency for the local one. A currency exchange is the place to do this. Useful money phrases. What is the exchange rate today? Can I exchange euros for dollars? Is there an ATM nearby? An ATM gives you cash. Mark, more money phrases?
Yes, money and banking are really important for travelers. Here are more useful phrases. I would like to withdraw some cash. To withdraw means to take money out. Can I use my debit card here? Is there a fee for using this ATM? My card is not working. Can you help? How much does this cost in euros? Do you take foreign currency? Some shops accept the money of other countries. I have traveler's checks. Traveler's checks are a safe way to carry money abroad. Can I get change for this note? A note is paper money. A very practical tip, always tell your bank before you travel so they do not block your card.
Tell your bank before you travel. Such very practical advice. I forgot once and my card was blocked on the first day. Very stressful. Now let's talk about making conversation with local people, one of the best parts of travel. Simple conversation starters. Excuse me, do you speak English? I'm a tourist. Can you help me? I'm visiting from South Korea. This is my first time here. I love your city. What do you recommend? What is the best time of year to visit? Mark, can you give more phrases for friendly conversations with local people?
Meeting local people is the best part of travel. Here are more friendly phrases. How long have you lived here? What is your favorite thing about this place? Are there any hidden gems nearby? A hidden gem is a wonderful place few tourists know about. What local dish must I try? Is this area safe for tourists? I'm staying here for 1 week. I'm traveling alone. I'm traveling with my family. Is there a local market to visit? Thank you so much for your help. And when someone is extra helpful, you made my day. They made you feel very happy.
You made my day is such a warm and friendly expression to know. Now let's talk about common travel problems, because not every trip goes perfectly. Sometimes things go wrong and you need to ask for help. Common problems include a delayed or canceled flight, a lost bag, feeling sick, or losing your passport. Useful phrases for problems: I need help, please. I have lost my passport. I feel sick. Is there a doctor nearby? My bag did not arrive. I missed my train. What can I do? Where is the nearest hospital? I need to contact my embassy. Mark, can you give more problem-solving phrases?
Problem phrases are so important. Here are more useful ones. I do not understand. Can you say that again more slowly? Can you write it down for me, please? Can you call a taxi for me? I am allergic to this medicine. Do you have something else? My phone battery is dead. Can I use your charger? I have lost my wallet. I need to make an emergency call. Is there a police station nearby? Can you help me find my hotel? Here is the address. I do not have travel insurance. Travel insurance helps you pay for problems on your trip. Can I use the phone? These phrases could help in a real emergency. Very important to know.
Travel insurance and emergency phrases, so important. Now let's talk about accommodation, because there are so many different types of places you can stay when you travel. We already mentioned hotels, but there are other options too. A hostel, a cheaper place to stay, often with shared rooms. It is very popular with young travelers and backpackers. A backpacker travels with just a backpack and a small budget. A guest house, a small family-run place, often cheaper and more personal than a big hotel. An Airbnb, renting someone's home for your stay. A resort, a large hotel, often by the beach with activities included. Mark, what type of accommodation do you prefer?
I love different types depending on the trip. For a relaxing holiday, I enjoy a resort by the sea. For a budget city trip, a guest house or Airbnb is perfect. You experience the local area more closely. Here are useful accommodation phrases. I would like to check in, please. Can I have a quiet room? Does the room have air conditioning? Is there a safe in the room? A safe is a locked box for your valuables. Can I leave my luggage here after checkout? Is parking available? Is the hotel near public transport? All very practical questions.
Can I leave my luggage after checkout? So useful when your flight is late in the evening and checkout is in the morning. Now let's talk about weather, because it can completely change all your travel plans. Always check the weather forecast before you travel. Useful weather words: sunny, the sun is shining; rainy, lots of rain; cloudy, covered with clouds; windy, strong wind; hot, very warm; cold, low temperature; snowy, snow is falling; humid, warm and wet air, common in tropical countries. Mark, how does weather affect your travel plans?
Weather really does change everything when you travel. I always check the forecast carefully before packing my suitcase. For hot and sunny weather, I bring light clothes, sunscreen, and a hat. For cold or rainy weather, I pack a jacket and umbrella. Here are useful weather phrases for travel. What is the weather like in Bangkok in July? Is it the rainy season now? Should I bring an umbrella? The weather is perfect for sightseeing. I was not expecting it to be so cold. There's a storm coming. Should I change my plans? What is the best season to visit? Very natural.
What is the best season to visit? Such a useful question. Different places are beautiful at different times of year. Now let's do a fun activity. Let's imagine we are planning a trip together. Mark, let's pretend we are two friends planning a holiday. I will start. So, Mark, where should we go for our next holiday? I really want somewhere sunny and warm. Maybe the beach? This kind of role-play conversation is great practice for our listeners. Try to do this with a friend at home. Think of a destination, talk about transport, accommodation, food, and activities. Real conversations like this will help you remember vocabulary much better than just reading from a list. Ready, Mark?
I love this idea. Let me play along. Great idea, Anna. How about Thailand? It's sunny, warm, and the beaches are beautiful. We can fly there directly from our city. The flights are usually about 11 hours. Let's book a small hotel near the beach. I prefer somewhere quiet and not too expensive. What activities do you want to do there? We can snorkel, swim underwater with a mask, visit temples, try Thai food, and explore local markets. That sounds amazing. I will check the visa requirements. Do we need a visa to go there? This kind of conversation is perfect practice. Listeners, try making your own travel planning conversation with a friend.
That Thailand conversation was so much fun. I really want to go now. Now, let's talk about describing a place when you come back from a trip. People always ask, "How was your holiday?" or "What was it like?" You need to describe places in English. Useful adjectives. Beautiful, very nice to look at. Crowded, full of many people. Peaceful, quiet and calm. Exciting, full of interesting things to do. Expensive, costs a lot. Affordable, good value. Amazing, incredible, wonderful. Disappointing, not as good as you expected. Mark, can you give some example sentences?
Describing places is so much fun. Here's some natural example sentences. The old town was absolutely beautiful. The streets were narrow and full of history. The beach was very crowded in summer, but still lovely. The mountains were peaceful and perfect for walking. The mood market was exciting. There were so many different smells and colors. The hotel was clean, comfortable, and very affordable. Unfortunately, the weather was disappointing. It rained every day. The city was amazing. I want to go back. The local people were incredibly friendly and welcoming. Notice the adjectives. They paint a picture for the listener. Describing places with feeling and detail makes your stories much more interesting to listen to.
Those descriptions are absolutely wonderful. The streets were narrow and full of history. I can picture it perfectly. Now, let's learn some very useful travel expressions that English speakers use all the time. Hit the road. This means to start a journey. Live out of a suitcase. To travel so much you never stay in one place long. Off the beaten track. Going to places not popular with most tourists. Explore the world. To travel and discover new places. Jet lag. Feeling very tired after changing time zones. Mark, can you give examples using these travel expressions?
I love those travel expressions. Here's some natural example sentences using them. We hit the road early in the morning to beat the traffic. She basically lives out of a suitcase because she travels so much. I prefer off-the-beaten-track destinations away from big crowds. My dream is to explore the world and visit every continent. I had terrible jet lag after flying from New York to Seoul. More great travel expressions. Go sightseeing, to visit tourist attractions. Pack light, bring very few things in your bag. All-inclusive, your holiday price includes food, drinks, and activities. These are all very natural phrases.
Pack light. That is great advice for any traveler. I always bring too many things. Now, let's talk about traveling for different reasons. People travel for many different purposes, not just for holidays. Business travel is when you travel for work, for meetings, conferences, or visiting clients. A conference is a large meeting where many professionals come together. Study abroad means going to another country to study at a school or university. This is very popular with students. Adventure travel is when you travel to do exciting physical activities like hiking, climbing, or whitewater rafting. Cultural travel is when you travel to learn about history, art, and traditions. Mark, have you done any of these?
Yes, I have. I've done business travel, and I absolutely love it when I can combine it with exploring the city, too. I also went hiking in Nepal once. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. The mountains were breathtaking, so beautiful. Here are useful phrases for different types of travel. I am here on a business trip. I'm attending a conference. I'm studying here for 1 semester. I'm backpacking through Southeast Asia. I went on a hiking trip in the Alps. I'm on a cultural tour of Italy. All natural phrases for explaining why you are traveling.
Breathtaking. What a great word. It means so beautiful, it takes your breath away. Now, I want to talk about a very modern topic, traveling with technology. Today, technology makes travel so much easier. You can use apps and websites to book flights, find hotels, get directions, and even translate languages. Some very useful travel apps include Google Maps for directions and finding places, Google Translate to translate words and signs in other languages, Booking.com or Airbnb for finding accommodation, TripAdvisor to read reviews of hotels and restaurants, a weather app to check the forecast, and your bank's app to check your balance. Mark, how do you use technology when you travel?
Technology has completely changed how I travel. I use Google Maps constantly. I almost never get lost anymore. I also use translation apps a lot, especially in countries where I do not speak the language. They are amazing for reading menus, signs, and asking for help. Here are some useful technology phrases for travelers. Can you recommend a good travel app? What is the Wi-Fi password? Is there free Wi-Fi in the lobby? My phone has died. Where can I charge it? I need to buy a local SIM card. A SIM card gives local phone service. Does the hotel have a charging station? Can I connect to the Wi-Fi here? Technology really makes every trip smoother and safer.
What is the Wi-Fi password? Honestly, one of the most important modern travel phrases. Now, let's do a short practice quiz for our listeners. I will ask a question, and Mark will answer using today's travel vocabulary. Listeners, please try to think of your own answer before Mark speaks. First question. You arrive at a hotel. What do you say to the receptionist? Think about the phrases we learned. I have a reservation, I would like to check in, and your name. Then ask about Wi-Fi and checkout time. Imagining real situations is one of the very best ways to improve your English.
Great quiz, Anna. Okay, here's my answer. At the hotel reception, I would say, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name Mark Johnson." Then the receptionist asks for my passport and gives me my key. I then ask, "What time is checkout? Is breakfast included in the price? Is there free Wi-Fi in the room? Can you recommend a good restaurant for dinner nearby?" And when I go to my room, if there is a problem, I would say, "Excuse me, the air conditioning is not working." Or, "Can I have an extra towel, please?" These are all completely natural hotel conversations. Try saying these phrases out loud at home. Speaking practice builds confidence.
Excellent hotel conversation, Mark. Now, let's do one more practice scenario. You are at a restaurant in Italy. You do not speak Italian. What do you say? Think about the phrases, do you speak English? Can I see the menu? What do you recommend? I am allergic to. This is a very real situation that many travelers face every day. English is the common language of international travel, not just the language of England or America, but the whole world. When people from different countries meet, they communicate in English. This is one of the most important reasons to learn English.
Such a great point. English really is the international language of travel. Here's my restaurant answer. I walk in and say, "Hello, do you have a table for two?" The waiter shows us a table. "Thank you. Can we see the menu?" Then, "What do you recommend? What is the specialty here, the best dish?" If I do not know a word, "What is bruschetta? What is it made of?" When we are ready, "I will have the pasta, please." At the end, "Can we have the bill? Can I pay by card?" These phrases work in any restaurant anywhere in the world.
Those phrases work anywhere. So true. Now, I want to give our listeners some final tips for traveling and using English when abroad. Tip 1. Do not be afraid to speak English even if you make mistakes. People appreciate when you try, and most people are kind and helpful. Tip 2. Learn a few words of the local language. Hello, thank you, and please go a very long way. People love it. Tip 3. Carry a notebook and write down useful phrases. Tip 4. Use apps like Google Translate when you are stuck. Tip 5. Smile. A smile is understood everywhere. Mark, do you have any final travel tips?
Great tips, Anna. Here are a few more from me. Tip 6. Always make a copy of your passport and keep it separate from the original, just in case. Tip 7. Buy travel insurance before every trip. It can save a lot of money if things go wrong. Tip 8. Tell someone at home your travel plans, your hotel name, and return date. Tip 9. Be respectful of local customs and cultures. Always be curious and open-minded. Tip 10. Enjoy every single moment. Travel is one of life's greatest gifts. Every trip teaches you something new. Happy travels to everyone.
What a wonderful and rich episode this has been. I am genuinely so happy we covered so many travel topics today. Let me give a final summary of what we talked about. We covered basic travel vocabulary, passport, ticket, hotel, destination. We talked about the airport, different types of transport, hotels, asking for directions, food and restaurants, sightseeing, shopping, money, weather, accommodation, travel problems, technology, and describing places. We also practiced real travel conversations and learned some great travel expressions. There is so much travel English to explore, but today you have a really strong and practical foundation. Remember, the best way to practice is to use the language in real situations. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Anna, and a very big thank you to every listener today. I hope this episode made you feel excited about traveling and using English when you travel. Remember, English is your travel superpower. With English, you can go anywhere and communicate with anyone. Do not wait until your English is perfect. Travel and learn at the same time. Every trip is a language lesson. Review today's vocabulary, practice the phrases with a friend, and you will feel ready for any travel situation. Take great care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here today. Today's topic is one of my favorite topics, summer. I love summer so much. The warm weather, the long days, the holidays, everything about summer makes me happy. Summer is a great topic to talk about in English because there are so many simple and fun words to learn. Whether you love hot weather or prefer something cooler, I think you will enjoy today's conversation. My friend Mark is here with me again. Mark, are you excited about today's topic? I cannot wait to hear what you think about summer.
Hello, everyone. I am so glad to be here. My name is Mark, and yes, I am very excited about today's topic. Summer is such a wonderful season. It is the time for holidays, sunshine, ice cream, and spending time with friends and family. In this podcast, Anna and I will talk about everything related to summer: the weather, activities, food, travel, and more. We will use simple English so it is easy for everyone to follow along. Even if you are just starting to learn English, don't worry, we will speak slowly and clearly. I hope this conversation helps you learn new words and feel more confident in English. Let's begin.
Mark, let me start with a simple question. What is your favorite thing about summer? For me, it is definitely the sunshine. I love waking up in the morning and seeing a bright blue sky. In winter, the days are short and gray, but in summer, the sun rises early and sets late. There is so much light. I feel so much happier and more energetic in summer. The warm weather also makes me want to go outside and be active. I love walking in the park, sitting in a cafe outside, or just reading a book in the garden. Sunshine really changes my mood completely. What about you, Mark?
Anna, I love the sunshine too, but my favorite thing about summer is the long evenings. In summer, it stays light until 9 or even 10 o'clock at night. That means more time to enjoy the outdoors after work or school. I love sitting outside with friends in the evening, having a cold drink and just talking and relaxing. There is something very special about a warm summer evening. Everything feels slower and more relaxed. People seem happier and friendlier too. I also love that in summer you can do so many activities outside. Barbecues, walks, outdoor cinema, festivals. Summer evenings are truly magical. They are my absolute favorite part of the season.
Oh, yes, summer evenings are so beautiful. I love them too. Mark, let's talk about summer weather. Summer means hot weather for most people, but how hot do you like it? I personally love warm weather, but not too hot. Around 25 degrees Celsius is perfect for me. When it is over 35 degrees, I find it too hot. I feel tired and uncomfortable. I drink a lot of water, stay in the shade, and try not to go outside in the middle of the day. What temperature do you prefer in summer? And do you have any tips for staying cool when it is very hot outside? Hot weather can be tough.
25 degrees is perfect. I agree with you, Anna. I also love warm weather, but extreme heat is very difficult. When it is very hot, I drink a lot of cold water, maybe 2 or 3 liters a day. I also wear light, loose clothing. Light colors like white and yellow are best because they do not absorb as much heat as dark colors. I also use a fan or air conditioning at home. Taking a cold shower in the afternoon is wonderful when it is hot. And I try to do outdoor activities in the morning or evening, not at midday when the sun is strongest. Staying hydrated is the most important thing in hot weather.
Great tips, Mark. Staying hydrated is so important. I always carry a water bottle with me in summer. Mark, let's talk about summer holidays. Do you take a holiday in summer? I think summer is the most popular time for holidays. Many people travel in July and August because children are not in school. I love going on holiday in summer. Last summer, I went to the beach for 1 week. It was wonderful. I swam in the sea, ate delicious food, and relaxed in the sun. The beach is my favorite holiday destination in summer. Do you prefer the beach, the mountains, or the city for a summer holiday? What is your dream summer holiday?
I love summer holidays. Last summer, I went to a small village in the mountains. It was cooler there than in the city, which was really nice. I went hiking every day and saw beautiful views. The mountains are so peaceful and quiet. But I also love the beach. The sea, the sand, the sound of the waves. It is very relaxing. I think my dream summer holiday would be a mix of both. A few days at the beach and a few days in the mountains. I also love city trips in summer. Many cities have outdoor events and festivals in summer. There are so many options. Every type of holiday has something special to offer.
A mix of beach and mountains sounds wonderful. Mark, let's talk about summer food. I think food is one of the best parts of summer. In summer, I eat differently than in winter. I eat more salads, fresh fruits, and cold foods. My favorite summer fruit is watermelon. It is so refreshing and sweet. I also love strawberries, cherries, and peaches. They are all at their best in summer. I also enjoy ice cream a lot in summer. There are so many flavors. My favorite is lemon ice cream. It tastes so fresh and cold. Do you have favorite summer foods? I think food is one of the best things about the warm season.
Anna, I completely agree. Summer food is amazing. My absolute favorite summer food is a barbecue. I love cooking outside with friends. We grill chicken, vegetables, and corn on the cob. Everyone sits together, eats, and has fun. It is a very social kind of meal. I also love cold drinks in summer. Fresh lemonade, iced tea, and fruit smoothies. They are so refreshing on a hot day. And yes, ice cream is essential. My favorite flavor is chocolate, but I also love mango ice cream. Summer is also great for eating outside at restaurants and cafes. There's something special about eating good food in the warm sunshine with the people you love.
A barbecue sounds so fun. I love those too. Mark, let's talk about summer activities. There are so many things you can do in summer that you cannot do in other seasons. I love swimming. In summer, I go to the swimming pool or the beach very often. Swimming is great exercise, and it is also very fun. I also love cycling in summer. The weather is perfect for riding a bike along a nice path. And I love having picnics in the park. I take a blanket, some food, and my friends, and we sit outside for hours. It is so simple, but so enjoyable. What are your favorite summer activities? Do you prefer outdoor sports or something more relaxing?
I love so many summer activities. I enjoy swimming too. It is the perfect way to cool down on a hot day. I also love playing beach volleyball. It is so energetic and fun. I also enjoy hiking in summer, as I mentioned before. But I also like more relaxing activities. I love reading a book outside in the shade of a tree. There's nothing better than a good book, a warm day, and a cold drink beside you. I also enjoy outdoor concerts and festivals in summer. Many cities have free outdoor music events in summer. Going to a summer festival with friends is one of my favorite summer memories. Summer is really the best season for fun.
Outdoor concerts are so much fun. I love them too. Mark, I want to talk about the beach. The beach is maybe the most popular summer destination for many people. I love going to the beach. The sound of the sea is so calming. I love to swim, but I also love to just lie on the sand and relax. I always bring sunscreen to the beach. It is very important to protect your skin from the sun. I use SPF 50, especially in the middle of the day. Some people forget sunscreen and then they get sunburned. That is very painful and also bad for your skin. Do you always use sunscreen at the beach, Mark?
Yes, sunscreen is absolutely essential. I always use it, especially at the beach. The sun at the beach is very strong. The reflection from the water and sand makes it even stronger. I use SPF 30 or 50, and I reapply it every 2 hours. I also wear a hat and sunglasses to protect my face and eyes. Staying in the shade during the midday hours from 12 to 3 in the afternoon is also a good idea. I love the beach, but I am always careful about the sun. Sunburn is very painful, and too much sun exposure is not healthy. Enjoy the beach, but always protect yourself. Good sun habits are very important for your health.
Such good advice. Sun protection is so important. Mark, let's talk about summer clothes. I love summer fashion. In summer, I wear light dresses, shorts, sandals, and colorful tops. It is so nice not to wear heavy winter coats and boots. I feel free and comfortable in summer clothes. My favorite summer color is yellow. It feels so sunny and happy. I also love floral patterns in summer. Everything looks more cheerful and bright. I always carry a light cardigan in my bag because sometimes places like shops or restaurants have very strong air conditioning and it can get cold inside. What do you like to wear in summer, Mark? Do you have a favorite summer style?
I love summer clothes too. In summer, I wear shorts, light t-shirts, and sandals. Everything is simple and comfortable. I prefer plain colors, white, light blue, and light gray. They feel cool and clean. I also always wear a cap or a hat outside to protect my head from the sun. I think the best thing about summer clothes is how easy they are. In winter, you have to think about many layers. In summer, you just put on a t-shirt and shorts and you're ready. I also agree about the cardigan tip. Air conditioning in shops and cinemas can be very cold in summer. Always have a light layer with you. It is very practical.
So practical. Mark, let's talk about summer and children. I think summer is the happiest time for children. They do not have school. They have long summer holidays, sometimes 2 or 3 months. When I was a child, I loved summer so much. I spent my summers at my grandmother's house in the countryside. We played outside every day. We ran in the fields, picked berries, played in the river, and caught butterflies. Those are some of my best childhood memories. Summer felt endless and magical when I was young. Do you have good memories from your childhood summers, Mark? I think summer memories from childhood are very special and last forever.
Oh, yes. My childhood summers were the best. I grew up near the sea, so every summer we went to the beach almost every day. My parents would pack lunch, and we would spend the whole day there, swimming, building sandcastles, playing in the waves. I also remember summer evenings playing football with the neighborhood kids until it was dark. Those were such simple but happy times. I also loved summer fairs and festivals in our town. There was always music, food stalls, and fun games. Childhood summers feel so free and carefree. Now, as an adult, I try to bring some of that same joy into my summers, spending time outside, relaxing, and enjoying simple pleasures.
That sounds so beautiful, Mark. Childhood summers really are magical. Now, let's talk about something different: summer and health. Summer can be very good for your health, but it can also be challenging. The sunshine gives us vitamin D, which is important for our bones and our mood. People often feel happier in summer because of the sunlight. Exercise is also easier in summer because the weather is nice and you want to be outside. But summer can also bring problems: too much sun, dehydration, and heat exhaustion. I always try to be careful about these things. Do you think summer is generally a healthy season? What do you do to stay healthy in summer?
Summer is a wonderful season for health when you are careful. The extra vitamin D from sunlight really does boost your mood and energy. I sleep better in summer too. The warmth makes me feel relaxed. I also exercise more in summer because I love being outside. I walk, swim, and cycle much more than in winter. But yes, the heat can be a risk. Drinking enough water is the #1 thing for summer health. I also eat lighter foods in summer, more salads and fruits, less heavy meals. And I try not to stay in the sun too long. Taking care of yourself in summer means you can enjoy everything the season has to offer without any problems.
So well said. Mark, let me ask about summer and travel. Summer is the most popular travel season. Airports and trains are very busy in July and August. Hotels and holidays can also be more expensive in summer. Have you ever had any travel adventures or funny travel stories from summer? I remember one summer I missed my flight because of a traffic jam on the way to the airport. It was a terrible day. But then I got on the next flight and my holiday was wonderful. Travel does not always go perfectly, but those stories become funny memories later. Do you have any memorable summer travel stories? Good or bad ones are both welcome.
Oh, I have a funny travel story. One summer, my friends and I drove to the coast for a camping trip. We were so excited. But when we arrived, we realized we forgot the tent at home. We had all our sleeping bags and food, but no tent. We had to sleep in the car that first night. It was very uncomfortable, but we laughed so much about it. The next day, we bought a cheap tent from a local shop, and the rest of the holiday was perfect. Now that story is one of our favorite memories to tell. Travel surprises and mistakes make the best stories. The most important thing is to stay positive and laugh about the unexpected things.
That story is so funny. Sleeping in the car? Oh no! But I love that it became a great memory. Mark, let's talk about summer festivals and events. Summer is full of fun events. There are music festivals, outdoor cinema, food festivals, sports events, and local fairs. I love going to local summer festivals. They are usually free or not expensive. There is music, food, dancing, and a great atmosphere. Last summer, I went to an outdoor jazz festival in my city. It was a beautiful, warm evening, the music was wonderful, and I sat on the grass with my friends. It felt like a perfect summer night. Do you enjoy going to festivals and events in summer? What kind of events do you like most?
Summer festivals are one of my favorite things. I love music festivals most of all. There's something amazing about listening to live music outside under the open sky. The energy of the crowd, the music, the warm air, it is a truly special experience. I also love food festivals. You can try so many different types of food in one place. It's a great way to discover new cuisines. I have tried foods from many different countries at food festivals. I also enjoy street markets in summer. Many cities have outdoor markets on weekends in summer. You can find fresh produce, handmade crafts, and delicious snacks. Summer really brings communities together in such a joyful way.
Outdoor markets are lovely. I always find something special at them. Mark, let's talk about gardening in summer. Do you like gardening? I think summer is the best time for gardens. Everything is green and in bloom, flowers, vegetables, fruit trees. Everything looks so beautiful. I have a small balcony garden. In summer, I grow tomatoes, herbs, and flowers on my balcony. I love watering my plants in the morning with a cup of coffee. It is so peaceful. And eating tomatoes from my own balcony is so satisfying. There is something special about growing your own food. It tastes better when you grow it yourself. Do you do any gardening in summer, or do you just enjoy other people's gardens?
I love gardens, but I am not very good at growing plants. I have tried a few times, and usually the plants do not survive very long. I think I forget to water them regularly. But I admire people who are good at gardening. My parents have a beautiful garden with roses, lavender, and vegetable beds. When I visit them in summer, I love sitting in their garden. The smell of flowers in a summer garden is just wonderful. I also love visiting botanical gardens and parks in summer. Seeing all the different flowers and plants in full bloom is so beautiful. Maybe one day I will learn to be a better gardener. For now, I will enjoy other people's gardens.
That is very honest, Mark. Gardens are beautiful to enjoy even if you do not grow plants yourself. Mark, let's talk about summer and learning English. Many people use summer as a time to study or improve their English. Maybe they travel to an English-speaking country, or they take a summer English course. I think summer is actually a great time to practice English because there are so many fun ways to do it. You can watch English movies, listen to English podcasts like this one, read easy books in English, or talk to tourists in English. What do you think is the best way to practice English in summer? Do you have any tips for our listeners?
What a great topic. Summer is a wonderful time to practice English in a relaxed way. I think the best tip is to make English fun, not like homework. Watch your favorite movies or TV shows in English with subtitles. Read simple books or short stories in English. Listen to English songs and try to understand the words. If you travel somewhere where English is spoken, try to speak with local people. Even just saying hello and thank you is great practice. You can also keep a simple summer diary in English. Write a few sentences each day about what you did. It does not need to be perfect. The important thing is to practice every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes.
I love the diary idea. Writing in English every day is such good practice, and summer gives you so many things to write about. Mark, let's talk about something I find really interesting, how different countries celebrate summer. In some countries, summer means going to the beach every weekend. In other countries, it means mountain holidays. In Scandinavia, people celebrate midsummer with big outdoor parties. In some countries, summer is the rainy season, not hot and sunny. Not everyone experiences summer the same way. I think it is fascinating how the same season can be so different depending on where you live. Do you know about any interesting summer traditions from other countries that you find interesting or surprising?
That is such an interesting point. Summer really is different around the world. In Japan, there are beautiful summer festivals called matsuri with fireworks and traditional dances. People wear colorful, traditional clothing and celebrate outdoors. In Sweden, the Midsummer Festival is one of the most important celebrations of the year. People dance, sing, and eat traditional food around a decorated pole.
In Brazil, summer is in December and January, which is very different for people from the Northern Hemisphere. In some tropical countries, summer brings monsoon rains, not sunshine. Learning about how different cultures experience and celebrate summer is a wonderful way to learn about the world. Every tradition is unique and fascinating.
The Japanese summer festivals with fireworks sound absolutely magical. I would love to experience that one day. Mark, let's talk about summer and sleep. I find it harder to sleep in summer. The nights are shorter and it stays light outside for a long time. My bedroom also gets very warm, and I do not sleep well when I'm hot. I use a fan at night, and I open the window to let in cool air. I also use light cotton sheets instead of heavy blankets, but still, some summer nights are very uncomfortable. Do you sleep well in summer? Do you have any tips for sleeping better when it is hot? I think many people have this problem in summer.
Oh, I definitely have this problem too. Sleeping in summer heat can be really difficult. My best tip is to close the curtains during the day to keep the room cool. This makes a big difference. Also, take a cool shower before bed. Not very cold, just refreshing. Your body temperature will go down and you will feel more comfortable. Wear light pajamas or sleep in just a light sheet. You can also put a cold, wet cloth on your forehead or wrists to cool down quickly. Drinking a glass of cold water before bed also helps. And yes, a fan is very useful. Point it towards the window to push hot air out and pull cooler air in. These tips really do work.
Those tips are so useful. I will try the curtains one. I think my room gets very hot because I leave the curtains open all day. Mark, let's talk about summer and exercise. I think many people exercise more in summer because the weather is nice. But exercising in the heat can also be dangerous. It is important to exercise at the right time of day. I like to go for my walks and runs in the early morning before it gets too hot. The air is fresh, the streets are quiet, and the temperature is comfortable. By midday, it is too hot to run outside. What kind of exercise do you do in summer, and when do you prefer to exercise during the summer months?
Early morning exercise is perfect in summer. I also prefer to exercise in the morning, usually around 7 or 8 o'clock. It is cool and pleasant then. I go for a run along the river near my home. It is beautiful in the morning. The light is soft and there are not many people around. I also swim a lot in summer. Swimming is one of the best summer exercises because it keeps you cool while you're working out. In the evenings, I sometimes go for a long walk or cycle ride when the temperature goes down again. I always bring water when I exercise outside in summer. Exercising in the heat without water is very dangerous. Safety is always the first priority.
Swimming really is the perfect summer exercise. Mark, I want to ask about something a little different now. What is your least favorite thing about summer? Every season has some downsides. For me, it is insects. In summer, there are mosquitoes, flies, and other bugs. I hate mosquitoes. They bite me every night, and I always wake up with itchy red spots. I use mosquito spray and a special plug-in device in my bedroom, but some still get through. It is very annoying. I also do not enjoy the crowds in summer. Popular beaches and tourist places get very crowded and noisy in summer. I prefer quieter, less busy places. What about you? What do you like least about summer?
Anna, mosquitoes are definitely my least favorite part of summer too. They're so annoying. I also use spray and try to cover my arms in the evenings when they are most active. My other least favorite thing about summer is the traffic and crowds. Highways and airports are so busy in summer. Everything is more expensive. Hotels, flights, restaurants, popular tourist spots are packed with people. Sometimes it's hard to relax and enjoy yourself when everywhere is so crowded. I also sometimes miss the coziness of autumn and winter. Hot drinks, warm blankets, and quiet evenings inside also have a special charm. But overall, the good things about summer definitely outweigh the bad things. Summer is still my favorite season.
I agree. The good things definitely outweigh the bad. Mosquitoes are a small price to pay for all the wonderful things summer brings. Mark, let's talk about summer sunsets. I think summer sunsets are some of the most beautiful things in nature. Because the days are so long in summer, the sunset happens late, sometimes at 9 or even 10 o'clock. I love watching the sunset in summer. The sky turns pink, orange, and purple. It is absolutely stunning. I often go to a high point in my city to watch the sunset. It feels very special. Have you ever watched a particularly beautiful summer sunset that you still remember? Where were you and what made it so special?
Summer sunsets are truly magical. I've seen some incredible ones. My most memorable was on a boat trip last summer. We were on the sea in the evening and the sun started to set. The whole sky turned bright orange and red and the light reflected on the water. It was breathtaking. Everyone on the boat stopped talking and just watched. Nobody said anything for minutes. It was that beautiful. Another beautiful sunset I remember was watching the sun go down behind the mountains. The colors changed slowly from yellow to orange to deep purple. Nature is truly the best artist. I think stopping to watch a beautiful sunset is one of the simplest and most wonderful pleasures of summer.
That boat sunset sounds absolutely incredible. Mark, let's talk about summer reading. I think summer is the perfect time to read. You have more free time, you can sit outside, and a good book in the sunshine is such a pleasure. I love reading on holiday. I always pack at least 2 books for any trip. Last summer, I read a wonderful story about a family who travels across Europe by train. It was simple to read, but very engaging. I think reading in English is also a great way to improve your language skills. Do you read in summer? And do you have any book recommendations for beginners who want to read in English? Easy, enjoyable books are the best place to start.
I love reading in summer. I agree, it is the perfect season for books. For beginners who want to read in English, I recommend short stories and simple novels. Books by Roald Dahl are wonderful for beginners. The language is clear and the stories are very entertaining. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is also easy and very funny. For something more relaxing, try travel books or simple romance stories. Reading in a language you are learning might feel difficult at first, but start with very short texts. Even 1 page a day is great progress. Use a dictionary for new words and try to enjoy the story, not just translate every word. Reading should be enjoyable, not stressful.
Roald Dahl is a great recommendation. His stories are so imaginative and fun. Mark, let's talk about summer and friendship. I think summer is a time when friendships feel especially strong. You spend more time with people outside. You have shared experiences, holidays, barbecues, picnics, festivals. Those shared summer moments bring people closer together. Some of my strongest friendships are built on summer memories. I have a group of friends who I met on a summer language course many years ago. We are still very close today. Summer seems to create a special atmosphere where people connect more easily. Do you think summer is a good time for building friendships? Do you have any special summer friendships or memories with friends?
Absolutely. Summer is wonderful for friendships. When the weather is good, people naturally want to be outside and social. You meet neighbors, join community events, and talk to strangers more easily. I think the relaxed atmosphere of summer makes people more open and friendly. Some of my best friendships started in summer, at camps, on holidays, or at outdoor events. I also think summer is a great time to reconnect with old friends you do not see very often during the busy winter months. A simple phone call to invite someone for a walk or a barbecue can restart a friendship. Summer gives you natural reasons to reach out and spend time with people you care about. It's a social season.
So beautifully said, Mark. Summer really is a social season. It connects people in such a natural way. Mark, we are getting close to the end of our conversation today. I want to ask you one final big question before we wrap up. If you could design your perfect summer day from morning to night, what would it look like? Where would you be? Who would you be with? And what would you do? I think this is a fun and creative question. It also helps our listeners practice thinking and talking about daily activities in English.
I will tell you my perfect summer day after you share yours. I already have it planned in my head, and I cannot wait to share it.
Oh, I love this question. My perfect summer day would start with an early morning run along the coast while the air is still cool and fresh. Then a big breakfast outside, fresh bread, fruit, eggs, and a good coffee. After breakfast, I would go to the beach with my closest friends. We would swim, play beach volleyball, and just relax in the sun. In the afternoon, we would find a nice shaded terrace and have a long, slow lunch with cold drinks. In the evening, we would watch the sunset from a boat on the sea. Then dinner outside at a local restaurant with good food and great conversation. Finally, we would sit around a fire on the beach and talk and laugh until late at night. That would be my perfect summer day.
What a wonderful conversation today, Mark. I feel so happy just talking about summer. We talked about so many great things: the weather, food, holidays, activities, travel, fitness, sleep, sunsets, reading, friendships, and so much more. I hope our listeners learned some new English words and phrases today, and I hope this conversation made you feel excited about summer, or maybe a little nostalgic if summer is not here yet. Remember, the best way to improve your English is to listen, speak, and enjoy the language. Thank you so much to everyone who listened today. Summer and English learning are both beautiful journeys. Enjoy both of them to the fullest.
Thank you, Anna. This was such a joyful conversation. And thank you to all our wonderful listeners for spending time with us today. Summer really is a special season, full of warmth, light, and happy memories. I hope our conversation gave you some ideas for things to do this summer and some useful English vocabulary to talk about summer with your friends. If you want to improve your English, use summer as your teacher. Go outside, experience new things, and try to describe them in English. Keep a summer journal, listen to English podcasts, and speak as much as you can. Learning English can be just as fun and warm as a beautiful summer day. Until next time, enjoy the sunshine, stay happy, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna. Today, we have a very fun topic. We are going to talk about the gym. I think many people want to go to the gym, but they don't know where to start. I am not an expert, but I love going to the gym. I started not very long ago, and I learned many things. Today, my friend Mark is here with me. He also goes to the gym. We will talk about our experiences. I hope this is helpful for you. So, let's start. Mark, are you ready?
Yes, Anna, I am very happy to be here. Hello, everyone. My name is Mark. I am so excited about today's topic. The gym can feel scary at first. I know because I was scared too when I first went. But now I really love it. Going to the gym is good for your body and your mind. In this podcast, Anna and I will talk about simple things like what to bring, what to do, and how to feel comfortable. We want to help beginners like you. So please listen and enjoy. Let's have a great conversation today.
Mark, let me ask you a simple question first. When did you start going to the gym? I started about 1 year ago. Before that, I never went. I was a little afraid. I thought the gym was only for strong people. But one day, my friend invited me, and I went. It was a good experience. I felt tired after, but also happy. Now I go 3 times a week. I think starting is the hardest part. Once you start, it gets easier. Did you feel the same way when you first started?
Yes, Anna, I totally understand that feeling. I started going to the gym about 2 years ago. My first day was very difficult. I did not know how to use the machines. I was also shy because there were many people. But after 2 or 3 visits, I started to feel more comfortable. I also asked a trainer for help. That was a very good idea. The trainer showed me the right way to do the exercises. I think beginners should always ask for help. It is not embarrassing. Everyone was a beginner at some point. The gym is a friendly place when you give it a chance.
That is so true. I remember my first week. I did not know what to do either. I just walked on the treadmill for 20 minutes. That was my whole workout. I laughed about it later, but it was okay because I went. The important thing is to go.
You don't need to do many exercises at first, just move your body. I also watched some videos online before going. They helped me understand basic exercises. Mark, what did you do in your first week? Did you try many machines or did you start slow? I think everyone starts differently, and that is fine.
Anna, I started very slow too. In my first week, I only did simple things. I walked on the treadmill and I used light weights. I did not try to do too much. I think beginners often make a mistake. They try to do everything on the first day. Then they feel very tired and sore and they don't want to go back. It is better to start small. Do a little each time, then slowly add more. Your body needs time to get used to the gym. I always tell my friends, go slowly, but go regularly. That is the best advice for a beginner.
I love that advice, Mark. Go slowly, but go regularly. Yes. I also think it helps to have a plan. When I first started, I went to the gym, but I had no plan. I just walked around and looked at the machines. I did not know what to do. Then I asked for help from the gym staff. They gave me a simple beginner plan. It had 3 exercises for each visit. That was perfect for me. Having a plan made me feel more confident. I knew what to do when I came in. Mark, do you think beginners need a plan, or is it okay to just go without one?
A plan is very helpful. I think beginners should have at least a simple plan. It does not need to be complicated. For example, warm up for 5 minutes, do 3 exercises, then cool down. That is enough at the start. Without a plan, you can feel confused and waste time. Also, a plan helps you see progress. You can write down what you do each day, then you can see that you are getting better. That feels really good. Many gyms offer free sessions with a trainer when you join. Beginners should use that opportunity. The trainer can make a simple plan just for you.
Oh yes, free trainer sessions are so valuable. I used mine when I joined my gym. The trainer was very kind. She showed me 5 basic exercises. She also taught me how to breathe correctly during exercise. I did not know that breathing was so important. If you breathe wrong, you get tired faster. The trainer also showed me how to use the machines safely. Safety is very important in the gym. If you use the machines in the wrong way, you can hurt yourself. Mark, did your gym offer free trainer sessions too, or did you pay for help from a trainer?
My gym also offered one free session with a trainer when I joined. I used it on my second visit. The trainer was great. He was patient and friendly. He explained everything clearly. He also told me not to lift heavy weights at the beginning. Many beginners try to lift very heavy weights to look strong, but that is dangerous. You can hurt your back or your shoulders. It is better to use light weights and do the exercise correctly. Form is more important than weight. After a few months, you can slowly increase the weight, but always focus on doing the exercise in the right way first.
Form is so important. I learned that lesson too. One time I tried to use a heavier weight and my back hurt for 2 days. After that, I went back to lighter weights. I learned my lesson. Speaking of safety, I think it is also important to warm up before exercise. A warm-up prepares your body. It helps your muscles get ready. A simple warm-up can be 5 minutes of walking or light stretching. Do you always warm up before your workout, Mark? I try to, but sometimes when I am in a hurry, I skip it. And I usually feel it later. My muscles are more sore when I skip the warm-up.
Yes, Anna, warming up is very important, and I always try to do it. When I skip the warm-up, I can feel the difference. My muscles feel tight and uncomfortable. A good warm-up gets your heart beating faster and your blood moving. It also helps prevent injury. I usually walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes, then do some light stretching. That takes about 10 minutes total. It is not long, but it makes a big difference. I also do a cool down at the end of my workout. That is also important. Cooling down helps your heart rate go back to normal slowly and reduces soreness the next day.
Yes, the cool down is something I also do now. I stretch for about 5 to 10 minutes at the end of my workout. It feels really good after all that exercise. My body relaxes and I feel calm. Mark, let's talk about gym clothes now. I think many beginners wonder what to wear. When I first went, I just wore regular clothes, but I quickly learned that gym clothes are much more comfortable. I bought some good sports shoes and leggings. It made a big difference. I felt more comfortable moving and doing exercises. What do you think beginners should wear to the gym?
Good question, Anna. Gym clothes are really important. You don't need to buy expensive clothes, but you need comfortable ones. The most important thing is your shoes. Get good sports shoes. They support your feet when you run or jump. Your feet and knees will thank you. Also, wear comfortable clothes that let you move freely. Avoid jeans or tight clothes. For men, a simple t-shirt and shorts are perfect. For women, leggings and a sports top work great. You can also bring a light jacket if the gym is cold. Some gyms have strong air conditioning. Dress in layers so you can remove clothes if you get hot.
That is great advice about layers. My gym is sometimes very cold, and I always bring a hoodie. Mark, what about things to bring to the gym? I have a small gym bag. Inside, I always have a water bottle, a small towel, my earphones, and my gym shoes. I think water is the most important thing to bring. You need to drink water during your workout. It keeps you hydrated. I drink water between every exercise. Some people forget to drink water and then feel dizzy. That is not good. What do you always bring to the gym? Do you have a routine for packing your gym bag?
Anna, I have a very similar list. I always bring water, a towel, and my earphones. I also bring a protein bar for after the workout. My body needs food after exercise to recover. I also bring a small notebook. I write down my exercises, the weights I use, and how many repetitions I do. This helps me track my progress. I can see week by week if I'm getting stronger. It's very motivating. I also bring a lock for my locker. Most gyms have lockers where you can keep your things safe while you exercise. A small lock is a very useful thing to have.
Oh, I love the idea of writing down your exercises in a notebook. That is so smart. I use my phone to track my workouts, but a notebook works too. Tracking your progress is really motivating. When I see that I can do more than before, I feel so proud of myself. Mark, let's talk about gym schedules. How often should a beginner go to the gym? I go 3 times a week. I think that is a good number for beginners, but some people try to go every day at the beginning. Is that a good idea? What do you think is the right number of gym days per week for a new person?
3 times a week is perfect for beginners. I agree with you, Anna. Going every day is too much at the start. Your muscles need time to rest and grow. When you exercise, your muscles get small tears. Then, during rest, they repair and become stronger. If you don't rest, your muscles cannot recover properly. You also risk getting injured. I recommend beginners go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. Rest on the other days. On rest days, you can still be active, go for a walk, ride a bike, or just stretch at home. But the gym workout days should have rest days between them.
That makes so much sense. Rest is part of the training. I did not know that at first. I thought more gym time meant more results, but actually rest is just as important as exercise. My body really feels the difference when I rest properly. I also sleep better on the days I exercise. Mark, speaking of sleep, do you sleep better after going to the gym? I find that I fall asleep much faster on gym days. Exercise makes me feel physically tired but mentally relaxed. It is a wonderful feeling. Do you have any other lifestyle tips for beginners who are just starting their gym journey?
Yes, sleep is so important. I also sleep much better on gym days. Exercise and good sleep go together very well. For lifestyle tips, drink a lot of water every day, not just at the gym. Eat healthy food. You don't need a very strict diet, but try to eat vegetables, fruits, and protein. Protein helps your muscles recover. Chicken, eggs, and beans are good sources of protein. Also, try to reduce junk food and sugary drinks. Small changes in your diet make a big difference over time. And remember, the gym is just one part of a healthy lifestyle. Sleep, food, and rest all matter too.
Food is such an important topic. I changed my eating habits a little when I started going to the gym. I now eat more protein and fewer sweets. I also drink more water. I used to drink only 1 glass of water a day. Now I drink about 8 glasses. My skin looks better and I have more energy. Mark, let's talk about motivation. Some days I really don't want to go to the gym. I feel lazy or tired. I think many beginners feel this way.
How do you stay motivated? What do you do on days when you don't feel like exercising? This is something many people struggle with.
Motivation is a big challenge for everyone, even for experienced gym goers. On days when I don't want to go, I remind myself how good I feel after the workout. During the workout, I might feel tired, but after, I always feel happy and proud. I also have a gym friend. We go together twice a week. Having a gym buddy is a great motivation. You don't want to let your friend down. Another tip, put your gym clothes on. Once I am dressed in my workout clothes, I almost always go. It sounds silly, but it really works. Also, set small goals. When you reach a goal, celebrate it.
A gym buddy is a wonderful idea. I also have a friend who goes with me sometimes. It is much more fun to exercise with someone. We talk between sets and encourage each other. The time goes faster, too. Mark, what about music? I cannot go to the gym without my earphones. Music makes everything better. I make a special playlist for the gym. Fast, energetic songs help me push harder. I think music really affects how hard you exercise. When a good song plays, I feel like I can do more. Do you listen to music at the gym, or do you prefer silence or podcasts? What kind of music do you like when you exercise?
Music is essential for me at the gym. I cannot imagine working out without it. I love listening to upbeat, fast music during exercise. It gives me energy and makes me feel strong. I have a special gym playlist with about 30 songs. I update it every month with new songs so it stays exciting. Some people listen to podcasts or audiobooks at the gym. I tried that once, but I prefer music for high-energy workouts. For slower workouts like stretching or walking, podcasts are nice. The most important thing is to listen to whatever makes you feel good and motivated. Music is a powerful tool for exercise.
I totally agree. Music changes everything. Okay, Mark, let's talk about different types of exercise. At the gym, there are so many options. There is cardio, like running on the treadmill, cycling, and the elliptical machine. Then there is weight training, like lifting dumbbells and using weight machines. There's also group classes like yoga, Zumba, and spinning. It can be confusing for a beginner. I started with cardio because it felt familiar. Walking and running, I knew how to do those things. I felt comfortable there. What do you recommend for beginners? Should they start with cardio or weights? What is your opinion?
That is a great question. I think beginners should do a mix of both cardio and weights. Cardio is good for your heart and burns calories. Weights are good for building muscle and making your body stronger. You don't need to choose just one. A simple beginner program might be 10 minutes of cardio to warm up, then some basic weight exercises, then 10 minutes of cardio or stretching at the end. This is a good balanced workout. Group classes are also great for beginners. The instructor leads the class, so you just follow along. Classes like yoga or beginner aerobics are perfect for people who don't know what to do on their own.
Group classes changed everything for me. I joined a beginner yoga class at my gym, and I loved it. The instructor was very patient and explained every pose. I met other beginners there too. We all felt the same way, a little lost, but happy to learn. After a few classes, I felt much more confident in the gym overall. I also tried a Zumba class. It was like dancing. So much fun. I did not even feel like I was exercising. I was just dancing and laughing. I think group classes are a wonderful option for people who feel shy or confused about the gym. They make exercise feel social and fun.
Zumba sounds like so much fun. I have not tried it yet, but maybe I should. I did try a spinning class once. Spinning is cycling on a stationary bike, but in a group with loud music. It was very intense. I was exhausted after, but I felt amazing. The energy in the room was incredible. Everyone was pushing together. I think group classes create a special atmosphere that is hard to find when you exercise alone. Anna, do you go to group classes every week, or do you also do your own individual workouts? I think a combination is the best approach for most people, especially beginners.
I do both. I go to a yoga class once a week, and then I do my own workout 2 more times a week. I think that is a nice balance. The class gives me structure and social energy, and my individual workouts let me focus on my own goals. Mark, let's talk about gym equipment. There are so many machines in the gym. It can look very scary to a beginner. I remember walking in and seeing all the big machines and thinking, I have no idea what to do. Which machines do you think are the best for beginners? Are there any machines that beginners should avoid at first?
Yes, the gym can look very overwhelming at first. There are so many machines and weights. For beginners, I recommend starting with the simpler machines. The treadmill and stationary bike are great starting points. Everyone knows how to walk and cycle. The cable machine and the leg press machine are also good for beginners because they guide your movement. Free weights like dumbbells are great too, but start very light. Machines are generally safer than free weights for beginners because they control your movement. Avoid very complicated machines at first, or any machine you do not understand. Always ask a gym staff member to explain a machine before you use it. Safety first.
Yes, safety first always. I still ask questions when I see a new machine. There is no shame in asking. The gym staff are there to help. Mark, I want to talk about something that many beginners worry about, feeling embarrassed at the gym. I know I felt very self-conscious when I first started. I thought everyone was looking at me and judging me. But was that true? No. People at the gym are focused on their own workouts. They are not watching you. Have you ever felt self-conscious at the gym? How did you deal with those feelings? I think this is something many beginners need to hear.
Oh, absolutely. I felt very self-conscious my first few times at the gym. I was afraid of doing exercises wrong in front of people. I was also afraid of using too little weight. But here's what I learned. Nobody cares. Everyone at the gym is thinking about their own workout. They are not looking at you. And even if someone sees you make a mistake, they understand. Everyone was a beginner once. After a few visits, I stopped worrying about what others thought. I just focused on myself and my progress. That mindset change made everything easier. Go to the gym for yourself, not for anyone else. Your only competition is your past self.
I love that. Your only competition is your past self. That is so motivating. It is so true. I only compare myself to who I was last month, not to other people. Everyone is on a different journey. Mark, let's talk about progress. How long does it take to see results at the gym? I think many beginners expect to see changes very quickly, but the reality is that progress takes time. I started noticing small changes after about 1 month. My clothes felt a little different, I had more energy, but big changes took longer, maybe 3 months. What was your experience? When did you first notice real progress?
Progress is a slow and steady process. I started noticing small changes after about 6 weeks. My arms felt slightly stronger and I had more energy during the day. But visible changes in my body took about 3 months of consistent gym visits. I think beginners need to be patient. Social media shows people with amazing bodies and it looks like they got there quickly, but that is not real. Real, healthy progress takes many months. The key word is consistent. Go regularly, eat well, sleep well, and be patient. The results will come. Also, remember that feeling stronger and having more energy are results too, even before you see big physical changes.
Consistency is the key. I could not agree more. Going regularly, even when you don't feel like it, that is what makes the difference. Mark, what about gym etiquette? There are some unwritten rules at the gym. As a beginner, I did not know these rules at first. For example, you should wipe down the equipment after you use it. You should not leave weights on the floor. You should not talk loudly on your phone. These are small things, but they matter. Did you know about gym etiquette when you first started, or did you learn the rules as you went? Are there any important rules you think beginners should know?
Gym etiquette is very important. I learned most rules by watching other people. The main rules are always wipe the machine or mat after you use it. Put weights back in the right place when you finish. Do not occupy a machine when you are not using it. And don't give people unsolicited advice. If someone is exercising, do not interrupt them unless it is urgent. Also, be mindful of personal space. Give people room to exercise comfortably. Be friendly, but respect that some people want to focus and be quiet. Following these simple rules makes the gym a pleasant place for everyone. Beginners who follow gym etiquette are always appreciated by other gym members.
Those are such important rules. I'm glad you mentioned not giving unsolicited advice. I have seen that happen, and it makes people uncomfortable. Mark, I want to ask about setting goals. When you first joined the gym, what was your goal? I think having a clear goal helps you stay focused. My first goal was simple: go to the gym at least twice a week for 1 month. I did not think about losing weight or getting strong yet. Just going regularly was my goal. After 1 month, I felt so proud that I had achieved it. Then I made a new goal. Small goals are the best way to start. What was your first gym goal?
My first goal was also very simple. I wanted to go to the gym 8 times in 1 month. That's twice a week. I wrote it on a piece of paper and put it on my refrigerator. Every time I went to the gym, I put a check mark. Seeing those check marks was very motivating. When I reached 8, I celebrated with a small treat. Setting and reaching goals, even small ones, builds confidence. After my first month, I set a new goal: to do 10 push-ups without stopping. It took me 6 weeks, but I did it. That feeling was wonderful. Goals give you direction and purpose. Without goals, it's easy to lose motivation and stop going.
I love the checkmark idea. I might try that. Mark, what about people who want to lose weight? Many beginners go to the gym specifically for weight loss. Is the gym the right place for that? And what kind of exercises help with weight loss? I know that cardio burns calories, but I also heard that weight training is good for weight loss too. My trainer told me that muscle burns more calories than fat, even when you are resting. Is that true? I found that a little surprising at first. I always thought only running and cycling help you lose weight. What do you know about exercise and weight loss for beginners?
Yes, that is true. Muscle burns more calories than fat even when you're resting. So building muscle through weight training is great for weight loss in the long run. But cardio is also excellent for burning calories during the workout itself. For weight loss, a combination of cardio and weight training is the best approach. But diet is equally, maybe even more important than exercise. You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. If you eat too much unhealthy food, exercise alone will not give you the results you want. Eat a balanced diet with protein, vegetables, and good carbohydrates. Reduce sugar and processed food. Combine that with regular gym visits and you will see results.
Diet and exercise together, that is the winning combination. I noticed that my eating habits naturally got better after I started going to the gym. I did not want to ruin my hard work by eating junk food, so the gym actually inspired me to eat better too. Mark, let's talk about gym memberships. Gyms can be expensive. How should a beginner choose a gym? There are big, fancy gyms and smaller, simpler gyms. I go to a medium-sized gym. It is not too fancy, but it has everything I need. I pay a monthly fee. How do you think beginners should think about choosing and paying for a gym? Is a more expensive gym better?
A more expensive gym is not always better. The best gym is the one you will actually go to. Think about location first. A gym close to your home or workplace is ideal. If the gym is far away, you will find excuses not to go. Then think about facilities. Does it have the equipment you need? A treadmill, some weights, and a few machines are enough for a beginner. You don't need a fancy gym with a sauna and a juice bar. Many affordable gyms have everything a beginner needs. Also ask about a trial period. Many gyms let you try for 1 week for free or at a low cost. Use that to see if you like the gym before committing.
The trial period is such a smart idea. I tried my gym for 1 week before signing up. I liked the atmosphere and the people, so I joined. Mark, I want to ask about working out alone versus with a personal trainer. We talked about free trainer sessions, but some people hire a personal trainer for regular sessions. That costs more money. Is it worth it for a beginner? I think a few sessions with a trainer at the start is very helpful, but you don't need a trainer forever. Once you learn the basics, you can work out on your own. What do you think about personal trainers? Did you ever use one regularly?
I think a personal trainer is worth it for the first month or two. Learning the correct form from a professional is very valuable. It prevents injury and makes your workouts more effective. After you learn the basics, you can continue on your own. If money is a concern, even 2 or 3 sessions with a trainer at the beginning is enough to learn the fundamentals. You can also find many free workout videos online for beginners. Many certified trainers post free content on YouTube. That is a great resource if you cannot afford a personal trainer. The important thing is to learn proper form before you start lifting heavier weights or doing complex exercises.
Online videos are so helpful. I watch workout videos all the time. There are so many good ones for beginners. Mark, we have talked about so many great topics today. Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to say to someone who is thinking about going to the gym for the first time? Someone who is nervous and not sure if the gym is right for them. I want to give our listeners one final piece of encouragement before we end. I know how scary that first step can be, but I also know how wonderful it feels once you start. So what would you say to a nervous first-timer?
I would say just go. Don't overthink it. You don't need to be fit to start going to the gym. The gym is the place where you get fit. Nobody there is judging you. Everyone started somewhere. Walk in, look around, ask for help, and just try. You don't need to have a perfect plan or the perfect gym clothes. You just need to show up. The first day is always the hardest, but after that first day, the second day is easier, and then the third. Before you know it, going to the gym becomes a normal, happy part of your week. Take that first step. Your future self will thank you.
What a beautiful message, Mark. Thank you so much for that. I completely agree. Just show up. That is the most important thing. We talked about so many things today: how to start, what to wear, what to bring, how to stay motivated, gym etiquette, setting goals, and so much more. I hope our listeners feel a little more confident about going to the gym after hearing our conversation. Remember, start slow, be patient, ask for help, and enjoy the journey. The gym is for everyone, including you. Thank you all so much for listening to our podcast today. It was so much fun to talk about this topic.
Thank you, Anna, for hosting this wonderful conversation, and thank you to everyone who listened today. I hope we gave you some useful tips and maybe a little push to try the gym. Remember, fitness is a journey, not a race. Be kind to yourself, celebrate small wins, and keep going even when it's hard. If you have any questions or topics you want us to talk about in the next episode, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, stay active, stay healthy, and keep smiling. See you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna, and I am very happy you are here today. This podcast is for people who are learning English. We talk about simple and important topics. Today, our topic is scamming. Maybe you heard this word before. Maybe you did not. Do not worry. We will explain everything step by step. My friend Mark is here with me today. He knows a lot about this topic. We will talk together and make it easy to understand. So please relax, listen carefully, and enjoy our conversation. Let us begin.
Hi, everybody. I am Mark, and I'm so glad to be here with Anna today. Scamming is a very important topic. It happens every day, all around the world. Many people lose money because of scams. Many people feel sad and embarrassed after a scam. But if you know about scams, you can protect yourself. You can protect your family, too. Anna and I will use simple words today. We want everyone to understand. If you hear a word you do not know, do not stop listening. We will explain it. Okay, let us start our conversation.
So, Mark, let us start with the basics. What is a scam? Can you explain it in simple words? I think some of our listeners do not know this word yet. A scam is something bad, right? It's when someone tries to take something from you, like money or personal information. Is that correct? I want to make sure our listeners understand from the very beginning. Scams can be very confusing. Sometimes people do not even know they are in a scam. That is why it is so important to talk about this. Please explain it for us, Mark.
Yes, Anna, you are right. A scam is when a person or a group of people tries to trick you. They want to take your money or your personal information. They do this by lying. They pretend to be someone they are not. For example, they might say, "I'm from the bank," but they are not from the bank. They are lying. The goal of a scammer is to get something from you without you knowing. Scams can happen on the phone, on the internet, or even in person. They happen everywhere. That is why we need to learn about them. Knowledge is the best protection.
That is a great explanation. So scammers are people who lie to get money or information. Mark, I have a question. Are scams new? Did scams happen a long time ago too? Or is this something that started because of the internet? I am curious because today we hear about scams on our phones and computers, but maybe scams are not a new thing. Maybe people were scamming even hundreds of years ago. I think it is interesting to know the history a little. Can you tell us something about that? Even a simple explanation is fine.
Great question, Anna. Scams are not new at all. People have been scamming others for hundreds and hundreds of years. A very old scam is the shell game. In this trick, a person hides a ball under 3 cups. They move the cups very fast. You try to guess where the ball is, but the scammer cheats. You almost always lose money. Another old scam is selling fake medicines. People sold water and said it could cure any sickness. Of course, it did not work. So yes, scams are very old. Today, scammers just use new tools like phones and the internet, but the idea is the same. They lie to get your money.
Wow, that is very interesting. So scams have been around for a very long time. Okay, Mark, let us talk about today's scams. What are the most common scams right now? I think many of our listeners have seen or heard about some of them. Maybe they received a strange phone call, or maybe they got a weird email. I personally get strange messages sometimes on my phone. It is a little scary. I do not always know if something is real or fake. So what are the most common types of scams that people see today? Please share some examples.
Sure, Anna. There are many common scams today. The first one is the phishing scam. In this scam, someone sends you a fake email or message. It looks like it is from a real company, like a bank or a store. The message says, "Click this link and enter your password." But if you click it, they steal your information. Another common scam is the lottery scam. You get a message that says you won a prize, but to get the prize, you must pay a fee first. Of course, there is no prize. Another one is the tech support scam. Someone calls and says your computer has a problem. They ask to access your computer. Then they steal your information. These are very common today.
Oh, I have heard of phishing before. That word always sounds funny to me. phishing. It sounds like fishing, right? Like fishing in the water. But instead of catching fish, scammers are trying to catch people. Mark, do you think this is where the word comes from? Also, I want to ask, why do so many people fall for these scams? Sometimes I see a scam message and I think, that is so obviously fake. But I know that many people believe these messages. Why is it so easy to trick people? Can you explain?
Yes, Anna, you are right. Phishing does come from the word fishing. Scammers are fishing for victims, just like catching fish. It is a clever word. Now, why do people fall for scams? There are a few reasons. First, scammers are very good at lying. They practice a lot. They know what words to use. Second, they often create fear or excitement. For example, your account is in danger. Act now. When people feel scared, they do not think carefully. They just react. Third, some people are lonely or sad, and scammers pretend to be their friend. This makes it easy to trick them. Scammers understand human feelings very well. That is why it works.
That makes a lot of sense. Scammers use fear and emotion to trick people. That is very clever, but in a bad way. Mark, let us talk about a specific type of scam. I want to ask about romance scams. I have heard this term before. I think it is when someone pretends to love you online, but it is all fake. Is that right? I feel very sad when I hear about romance scams. People are looking for love and friendship, and then someone uses that against them. Can you explain how romance scams work? I think this is important for our listeners to know.
Yes, Anna. Romance scams are very sad and very common. Here's how they work. A person creates a fake profile on a dating app or social media. They use a beautiful photo, usually not their real photo. They start talking to you. They're very kind and sweet. They say they love you very quickly. Then, after some time, they ask for money. Maybe they say they are sick and need help. Or they say they are stuck in another country and need a ticket home.
But none of it is true. Everything is a lie. They never had real feelings for you. When you send money, they disappear. Romance scams break people's hearts and take their money. It is very cruel.
That is so heartbreaking. People really think they found love, and then it's all fake. I feel sorry for anyone who experienced this. Mark, let us talk about something a little different now. What about scams that happen over the phone? I know many elderly people, like grandparents, get phone calls from scammers. My grandmother told me once that she got a strange call from someone who said he was from the government. She did not know what to do. What are common phone scams, and why do they target older people especially?
Phone scams are very common, Anna. One of the most famous is the grandparent scam. A scammer calls an elderly person and says, "Grandma, it's me. I'm in trouble. I need money right now. Please do not tell mom or dad." The grandparent thinks it's their grandchild and sends money immediately. Another phone scam is the IRS scam. Someone calls and says, "You owe money to the government. Pay now or the police will come." Of course, this is a lie. The government does not call you like this. Older people are often targeted because they are more trusting and sometimes less familiar with these tricks. That is why we must teach everyone about scams.
Oh, the grandparent scam is terrible. Imagine getting that call and thinking your grandchild is in danger. Of course you want to help. Scammers are really cruel. Mark, I want to ask, what about online shopping scams? I love shopping online, and I know many people do too. But I have heard that some online stores are fake. You pay money, and the product never arrives. Or you receive something completely different from what you ordered. Has this happened to you? And what should people know about shopping safely online? This is very useful for everyday life.
Oh yes, online shopping scams are very real. Fake online stores are everywhere. They look just like real stores. They have nice photos and low prices. That's the trick. The prices are too low. You think you're getting a great deal. You pay and then nothing arrives. Or you get a very cheap, broken product. I have a friend who bought expensive shoes online for a very low price. He waited 2 months and then he received tiny plastic shoes like toys. He was very angry. So the rule is, if the price looks too good to be true, it probably is a scam. Always buy from stores you know and trust.
Ha, tiny plastic shoes. That is funny, but also very frustrating for your friend. Okay, so we need to be careful about prices that are too low. Mark, let us talk about email scams now. I get so many strange emails. Sometimes they say I won something. Sometimes they say my account is locked. Sometimes they say a prince from another country wants to send me money. That last one always makes me laugh. Have you heard of the Nigerian prince scam? It is very old, but people still fall for it. Can you explain how it works and why people still believe it?
Yes, the Nigerian prince scam is one of the most famous scams in the world. Here's how it works. You get an email from someone who says they are a rich prince or a businessman in another country. They say they have millions of dollars, but they need your help to move the money. If you help them, they will give you a big reward, maybe 10 or 20% of the money. But first, you need to pay a small fee to start the process. Of course, there is no prince and no money. Once you pay, they ask for more money, then more. They keep asking until you stop. It sounds silly, but millions of people have lost money to this scam. It is a very powerful trick.
Wow, millions of people. That is shocking. And it sounds so unbelievable, a prince sending emails asking for help. But I understand now. When people see a huge amount of money, they stop thinking clearly. Greed can be dangerous. Mark, let us talk about social media scams now. I use social media every day. I see advertisements all the time. Sometimes I wonder if they are real. What are common scams on social media? I think young people especially need to know about this because young people spend so much time on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. What should they watch out for?
Great point, Anna. Social media scams are everywhere. One common scam is the fake giveaway. A fake account pretends to be a famous person or a big company. They say, "We are giving away $1,000. Follow us and share this post to win." But it's all fake. They just want more followers. Another scam is fake influencer products. An account promotes a product with amazing results, like a cream that makes you look 10 years younger in one day. You buy it, and it does nothing. A third scam is investment scams. Someone says, "Give me $100 and I will make it 1,000 in 1 week." Of course, that money disappears. Always be careful with things that sound too good.
Those fake giveaways are everywhere. I see them all the time. And I admit, sometimes they look very real. Mark, I want to ask about something called identity theft. I hear this phrase a lot, but I'm not 100% sure what it means. Does it mean someone steals your personal information and pretends to be you? That sounds very scary. Can you explain what identity theft is, how scammers do it, and what can happen if someone steals your identity? I think this is a very important topic, and our listeners need to know about it.
Yes, Anna, identity theft is very serious. It means someone takes your personal information like your name, your address, your date of birth, or your bank details, and uses it to pretend to be you. For example, they might open a bank account in your name or buy things with your credit card. How do they get your information? Sometimes through phishing emails, sometimes through fake websites. Sometimes they even go through your trash to find old documents with your information. The effects can be very bad. You might lose money. Your credit score might go down. It can take months or years to fix the problem. That is why protecting your personal information is so important.
Going through your trash. I never thought about that. That means we even need to be careful with old papers and documents. Mark, let us talk about something positive now. How can people protect themselves from scams? I think our listeners want to know what they can do. It is good to know about the dangers, but it's also important to know the solutions. What are the most important rules for staying safe? If you had to give just 3 or 4 simple tips, what would they be? Please keep it simple so everyone can remember.
Great idea, Anna. Here are my top tips. Number 1, never give your personal information to someone you do not know. This includes your passwords, bank details, or ID numbers. Number 2, if something sounds too good to be true, like a big prize or a huge investment, it's probably a scam. Number 3, don't click on links in emails or messages from people you don't know. Go directly to the official website instead. And number 4, take your time. Scammers always try to create urgency. They say act now or only today. A real company will give you time to think. If you feel pressured, that's a warning sign. Stop and think before you do anything.
Those are wonderful tips, simple and easy to remember. I especially like the last one. Take your time. Scammers want you to act fast so you do not think, so slowing down is a great defense. Mark, I want to talk about what to do if you think you are being scammed right now, in the middle of it. What if someone is on the phone with a scammer and they suddenly realize something is wrong? What should they do? Should they say something? Should they just hang up? I think many people do not know how to react in that moment. It can be scary and confusing.
That is a very important question. If you think you are talking to a scammer, the best thing to do is stop the conversation immediately. Just hang up the phone. You do not need to explain or say goodbye. If it's an email or message, do not reply. Do not click any links. Do not give any information. If you already gave some information, like your phone number or email, change your passwords right away. If you gave financial information, like a credit card number, call your bank immediately and tell them what happened. Also, report the scam to the police or a consumer protection agency in your country. Reporting helps protect other people too. Remember, you do not need to feel embarrassed. Scammers are professionals. It can happen to anyone.
That is very reassuring. It can happen to anyone. And you are right, people should not feel embarrassed. Scammers are very clever. Mark, let us talk about what happens after a scam. If someone has already been scammed, they already lost money, what can they do? Can they get their money back? I know some people feel hopeless after a scam. They feel ashamed and do not tell anyone. But I think it's important to speak up. What advice do you have for someone who is already a victim of a scam?
This is so important, Anna. First, I want to say if you were scammed, it is not your fault. Scammers are very good at what they do. They trick smart people every day, so please do not feel ashamed. Now, what can you do? First, report it. Tell the police, tell your bank, tell a consumer protection organization. Some countries have special departments for cybercrime. Second, if you paid by credit card, contact your bank quickly. Sometimes they can stop the payment or return the money. If you paid by wire transfer or gift card, unfortunately, it is very hard to get the money back. Third, warn others. Tell your friends and family so they don't fall into the same trap. Your experience can help others.
That is such good advice. Reporting is so important, not just to help yourself, but to help others too. Mark, I want to ask about gift cards. I heard that scammers love gift cards. Why do scammers ask for gift cards instead of bank transfers? I found this very strange when I first heard about it. A gift card is just for buying things in a store, right? Like an iTunes card or a Google Play card. Why would a scammer want that? And what should people do if someone asks them to pay with a gift card? Is this always a scam?
Excellent question, Anna. Scammers love gift cards for one big reason. They are almost impossible to trace. When you send money by bank transfer, the bank can sometimes find it or stop it. But with a gift card, you just give the numbers on the back of the card. The scammer uses those numbers immediately to get money. It's very fast and very anonymous. That is why scammers say, go to the store, buy a $200 Google Play card, and give me the numbers. Here's the most important rule. No legitimate company, government office, bank, or real person will ever ask you to pay with a gift card. Ever. If someone asks you to pay with a gift card, that is 100% a scam. Always.
100% a scam. I love that. That is a rule that is very easy to remember. Mark, let us talk about children and young people now. Are young people at risk from scams? I sometimes think that young people are safer because they grew up with technology, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe young people are also tricked by scammers. What kinds of scams target young people specifically? Are there scams in online games, for example? I know many young people play video games online. Are there scammers in gaming, too?
You are right to ask, Anna. Young people are not always safe. In fact, scammers target young people a lot. In online games, scammers might say, give me your account password and I will give you free coins or weapons. Then they take your account and never give it back. Another scam for young people is fake job offers. They send a message on social media saying, work from home and earn $500 a week easily. The young person is excited, but then they ask for money first to buy training materials or supplies. Of course, there is no job. Scammers also use social media to create fake profiles and ask young people for personal photos or information. Young people must be careful too.
That is so important to know. Even young people who are very comfortable with technology can be tricked. Mark, I also want to ask about investment scams in more detail. I hear a lot about cryptocurrency scams these days. Many people are interested in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and scammers use this interest to steal money. How does a cryptocurrency scam work? Is it hard to recognize? I know this might be a little more complicated, but please explain it simply so our A1 and A2 listeners can understand the basic idea.
Sure, Anna. Cryptocurrency scams are very common right now. Here's a simple example. Someone contacts you, maybe on social media, and says, I know a secret way to make a lot of money with Bitcoin. I already made $10,000. Let me show you how. They seem very friendly. They show you fake screenshots of their profits. They ask you to invest a small amount first, maybe $100. You see your account growing, you invest more, then one day the website disappears, the person disappears, your money is gone. This is called a pig butchering scam. They slowly fatten you up by making you trust them more and more, then they take everything. Always be very careful with investment advice from strangers.
Pig butchering? What a strange and scary name. But it makes sense. They make you feel safe and then take everything. Mark, let us change the topic a little. I want to talk about scams that happen in real life, not just online or on the phone. Are there scams that happen in person, face-to-face, like on the street, for example? I know some cities have people who try to trick tourists. What kinds of in-person scams should people watch out for, especially if they are traveling to a new city or a new country?
Yes. In-person scams are very real, especially in tourist areas. One classic scam is the gold ring scam. Someone walks up to you on the street and says, "Excuse me, I found this gold ring. I don't need it. You can have it." Then they ask for a small amount of money for a good luck fee. The ring, of course, is not gold. Another scam is the friendship bracelet scam. Someone puts a bracelet on your wrist and then demands money for it. Another common one is fake monks. People dressed like Buddhist monks give you a small gift and then ask for a donation. They are not real monks. In markets, some sellers use tricks with scales to make you think you are getting more than you are. Always be aware of your surroundings.
Oh, I actually saw the friendship bracelet scam when I was traveling in Europe. Someone tried to put a bracelet on my wrist, and I quickly said no and walked away. Now I understand exactly what was happening. Mark, let us change the topic a little. I want to talk about one more type of scam: job scams. I know many people are looking for jobs, especially young people, and scammers know this. They create fake job advertisements. What does a fake job advertisement look like, and how can someone tell if a job offer is real or fake? This is very practical information that can really help people.
Job scams are a huge problem, Anna. A fake job advertisement usually has these signs. First, the salary is unrealistically high, like earn $2,000 a week working only 2 hours a day from home. Second, they don't require any experience or skills. Real good jobs almost always need some qualifications. Third, they ask you to pay money before you start for training, uniforms, or background checks. Legitimate employers never ask workers to pay before starting. Fourth, the communication is strange, bad grammar in the emails, or they only communicate by WhatsApp or Telegram, not by official company email. Fifth, you can't find information about the company online. If you see these signs, be very careful. Research the company before you apply.
Those are such helpful signs to watch out for. I love how you gave us a clear list. Mark, I think it is also important to talk about how to report a scam. We mentioned this briefly before, but let's go a little deeper. If someone in another country is trying to scam people in your country, who do you even call? Is there a special number? And does reporting actually make a difference? Sometimes people feel like reporting is useless, like nothing will happen. What do you think? Does reporting scams actually help?
Reporting absolutely helps, Anna. Maybe your report alone won't stop a scammer immediately, but when many people report the same scammer, the police and agencies can take action. In most countries, you can report scams to the National Police, the Consumer Protection Agency, or a special cybercrime department. In the United States, for example, you can report to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. In the UK, there's Action Fraud. In many countries, you can also report scam phone numbers directly to your phone company. Your report adds important data. It helps investigators find patterns and stop criminals. So yes, please report every scam. Even if you didn't lose any money, your information matters.
That is great motivation to report. Every report matters. Mark, before we start wrapping up, I want to ask one more important question. What about people who feel too embarrassed to tell anyone they were scammed? I know this is a real problem. Victims often feel ashamed or stupid. They do not want to tell their family or friends. They keep it secret. But keeping it secret can be dangerous, right? How can we help people feel comfortable talking about scams? And how should friends and family react when someone tells them they were scammed? What is the right way to support them?
This is so important, Anna. Shame is one of the biggest problems after a scam. People feel stupid and do not ask for help. But the truth is, if you were scammed, you are not stupid. Scammers spend years learning how to trick people. It is their full-time job. They are professionals.
If a family member or friend tells you they were scammed, please do not laugh or say, "How could you believe that?" That is the worst thing you can do. Instead, listen to them. Tell them it is not their fault. Help them take the next steps, like calling the bank or reporting to the police. Be patient and kind. The emotional pain after a scam can be very real. Support and understanding can make a huge difference.
Beautifully said, Mark. Kindness and support are so important. I think we covered so many great topics today. We talked about what scams are, the history of scams, different types of scams, phone scams, email scams, romance scams, job scams, crypto scams, in-person scams, and more. We talked about how to protect ourselves and what to do if we are scammed. I feel like our listeners have learned so much today. Mark, is there anything else you want to add before we close? Any final thoughts or one last important message for our listeners?
Yes, Anna. My final message is this: stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay safe. If something feels wrong, trust your feeling. If you're not sure, ask someone you trust before you do anything. Talk to your friends and family about scams. Share the information you learned today. The more people know, the harder it is for scammers to succeed. And remember, scammers want you to feel alone and scared, but you are not alone. There are people who can help you. There are laws to protect you. You have the power to protect yourself and others. Knowledge is your best weapon against scams.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. I hope you learned something useful and important today. Please share this episode with your friends and family, especially with people who are not so familiar with technology or online scams. They might really need this information. Remember the key lessons. Do not give your personal information to strangers. Think before you click. Take your time and do not let anyone rush you. And if something feels wrong, it probably is. If you have questions or comments, we would love to hear from you. See you next time. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you to all our wonderful listeners. It was a great conversation today. I learned something too, just from talking about all these scam types together. Every day, scammers get smarter, but every day, we can get smarter too. Keep learning, keep sharing, and keep protecting each other. If you enjoyed this episode, please tell a friend about our podcast. That is the best way to help us grow. And as always, if you ever think someone is trying to scam you, stop, breathe, and think. You have the power to say no. Thank you, goodbye, and take good care of yourselves and the people around you.